really good email from Tina. Thank you, Tina, for the email. She was asking about how to interpret or how to read some of the names on a program, which I'm sure everyone will have at some time sooner or later if you all go through the programs, which I strongly suggest. So Tina just sent me a list of exercises and wanted to know what do these mean. I'm having a hard time kind of interpreting them. As a preface, if you guys haven't gone through the Applying Nomenclature presentation in the nomenclature section of either the bridging course or the certification course, do that. The whole purpose of that presentation, it's about 40 minutes long, 38 minutes long I think, is to specifically walk you through step by step how to read an exercise name, how to read the nomenclature. So it's a grammatical presentation, it's all on grammar. What does it mean? How do I read it? How do I interpret it? If you haven't done that, go see that because that'll eliminate most of the questions you have about reading them. Not all of them because there'll be some things that come up that are kind of tricky and weird. But go through and find those so we can discuss it and talk about it. Be very powerful for all of us, but it'll be really powerful for you and it gives you an understanding. Okay? Christina, here are the exercises that you were looking at. The first exercise you asked was about a chest press. Yes, it's a chest press with the cables coming from the ground. And so the key with that though is it's single leg. So the RLB in the beginning position section of the name is right leg balance. So boom. The second exercise was a kind of a lunge and squat. So if you notice that you were looking at rotating and twisting, and yes, it's part of that, but the key is the driver. So it's dumbbells, right foot, left rotation lunge, right foot, right rotation squat. So that's what the exercise actually looks like. So boom, boom. So you load, internally rotate, and then you externally rotate out and squat down with that. Now to make that kind of cool, fun, rhythmical, and more of a dance if you want, you can go right foot, left rotation lunge, then you go to a right foot, right rotation squat, left foot, right rotation lunge, back to the squat. So you can go right foot, squat, left foot, squat. And you don't have to have those sound effects. That's just an added bonus for being here today. The next one was a warding drill. So you're going to be placing bilateral hands. I think you put in your email left hand, it's going to be bilateral hands. Bilateral hands would be against a fixed object, pushing into left rotation. Now obviously the object is fixed so it shouldn't move, so you're creating a left rotation moment, which is putting a rotational stress through the body while you're doing an anterior step. And then you change hands and feet. Okay. Next one is a cable row. You'll notice that again it's on right leg balance, so you'll be using a single leg balance, and the trunk is flexed at 30 degrees. So all that means is your cables are coming from here, boom, so they're at the ground, right here, I think they were at ground. So that's what your row is, right leg balance, bilateral hands. And then the last one you said was a crawling push-up. It's not a crawling push-up, but you can make it a crawling push-up. What it actually is it just says that you're going to be using alternating hands and they're going to go anterior lunge. So an alternating hand means my left hand or right hand is going to start and it goes out into a lunge and back. Anterior lunge and back. So I can lunge. Remember the definition of a lunge is a step and return. So I can lunge with my feet or my hands or whatever I want to. And so it's just out and back and out and back. That's just the simple visuals of what those exercises were, Tina, so I hope that helps you. Couple of things, take those exercises and triangulate them and 3D see them to the nth degree. That's the whole purpose. The second thing is we actually built these programs not just to match the PDQ and not just to be progressed, but to also match the typical trainer. So we're trying to keep them fairly basic and change them simply from week to week to week so the trainer doesn't have too many things going on and it's a simple progression from week to week from a trainer standpoint. Because remember, our workout is both trainer and client, so we got to make sure that we've looked at both of those variables. So that's part of the program design, which ties it in a little bit to what we talked about yesterday with Derek's presentation, which was very good, by the way. But that's why the 3DC becomes so powerful. The more that you know, as Derek alluded to, the more that you understand, the more advanced you are as a trainer. And if you understand these three things, if you understand behavior and communication and have a good concept of that, if you understand the 3DC and you understand ESD, if you get those three things, you rule the world. You rule the personal training environment, you rule your client, you rule how well you can do, because you can take any workout, anything you pull off of the internet, anything you pull off of the program design tool, anything you create, and you can specifically manipulate it to meet the client. You can 3DC it based upon the client's behavior, personality, communication style to match that. And then you use the ESD to cater to the goal and the output that you're trying to get, which then is a manipulation of how you specifically manipulate the acute variables. Three things really powerful about that whole process. I wanted to just throw in a little bit of an educational tidbit on top of Tina's great questions. Thank you guys. Don't want to take any more of your time. Go have a good weekend. Enjoy.